So next week is also the World Championships, and
Mm.
in honor of our reigning back-to-back world champion, Shahar Shenhar, I actually wanted to tell some stories about Shahar because Shahar is one of
Oh
the
man,
most unique individuals I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and it really has been a pleasure. Shahar is an awesome kid,
he's great.
not even a kid anymore; he's like 22. But Shahar is very unrealistic. Winning back-to-back worlds is pretty cool. That's awesome. You from that you'll conclude, yeah, he's pretty good. He's good at magic, probably kind of lucky, but that does not scratch the surface of the entity that is Shahar. So here's just some collected stories that have happened in my time and other people's time with Shahar. Once he was with Eric Froelich and William Jensen, and Ifra ordered a Diet Coke and a water. Shahar's the next person. He says, I'll have exactly the same thing, except regular Coke and no water. So it just like, all right. And then you move on. Another is when I bet Shahar that he couldn't dunk a basketball. Shahar's quite tall. And he said, well, can I get a warm-up dunk? I was like, sure. He did a warm-up. He made it. He's like, so did I win the bet? I was like, no, that was just a warm-up. You just got a warm-up. If you had lost, if you had missed, you wouldn't have lost. Then he tries and he fails and he says, I think I won the bet. He did not win that bet.
No.
There was a ruling. Another one is this is the most involved one, but this one is just great. So Shahar's playing in a PTQ during Scar's block, and he is actually playing against the editor of Channel Fireball, Andy Cooperfaus, who just was playing locally there. And I got Andy to tell me this story because it's just amazing. So this also has a crossover into just awesome magic stories in general. So it's again sealed Scars of Mirrodin PTQ. The turn starts with Shahar having Molten Tail Masticore in play, and this is the 5 mana, 4 mana 4/4. You have to discard a card in order to keep it alive, but you can pay 4 and exile a creature from a graveyard to deal 4 to target creature or player. Shahar starts the turn with that, doesn't pay the upkeep, and it dies.
Okay.
Andy then plays a Mere Battlesphere and passes the turn back.
Okay.
Andy was just straight up dead to the Masticore, but Shahar just didn't pay the upkeep, whatever. So Shahar then plays Mindslaver and activates it. So, all right, Mindslaver. He takes control of Andy's turn. So Andy untaps, draws, and Andy's hand right now is a bunch of lands, Stoic Rebuttal, which is a counterspell, and Nurok Invisimancer, which is like a 3-mana 2/1 that makes a creature unblockable the turn you play it. So the way Shahar wins this game is if Shahar forces Andy to attack with everything, blocks, so he doesn't die, he can untap and attack back for the win. So Shahar does that. He attacks with everything, blocks a bunch of things, and then after combat resolve, Andy points out that one of Shahar's creatures had Metalcraft, which says if you have 2 artifacts in play, this gets +2/+2. If you have 2 other, it was an artifact itself. But Shahar no longer had Metalcraft, so that creature died.
Oh no.
So all of a sudden, Shahar does not have lethal anymore. So then Shahar asks Andy, are you done? And bear in mind, Andy's still getting Mindslaver here.
On his Mindslaver turn?
So Andy at this point is thinking, like, how can I get Shahar to pass the turn without lying to him, because Andy is Mindslaver. It's not Andy's choice whether he's done. So Andy just shrugs, and then Shahar shrugs and just untaps. So Shahar plays something, and then Andy counters it, because Shahar didn't tap him out, and Andy had a counterspell in him. And then untaps and plays the Invisimancer and wins the game. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just an impressive sequence of events. It really is. And
For our double world champ.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, Shahar is incredibly good at Magic, so I would not expect to see this anytime soon. This was many years ago, especially on a Magic timeline. But it's just one of the more funny situations that has come up. And one last thing, one of the maneuvers known as Shaharing is to cast Genesis Hydra for 1 or 2 mana, and of course hit an L for a Sylvan Carriage or whatever it is you need, because it's just a classic maneuver he's done so many times.
Yeah, for us, I have one Shahar story from basketball, which is just funny. We started playing a game. It's a bunch of us old guys, and Shahar's like the youngest one there, and we're 5 or 6 points into a game. We're going to 15 or whatever, and he's just like, I need a break. And we're like, well, we're just getting warmed up. Like, what's up or whatever. And he's just like, I need a break. And he just walked off and just laid on the bench. He was just like, he was done. And we're like, we're all old, dude. What's up with that? And I don't know, maybe he wasn't feeling well that day, but it was just funny to watch the young guy, just demand a break. And we had to get a substitute for Shahar.
Honestly, he probably just needed to sleep because I've tested a lot with Shahar, spent a lot of time with him, and he sleeps like 12 hours a day. So I assume that's what was going on.
Yeah,
but,
that must have been it. Yeah, but Shahar's great. We don't call him Lucky Shahar for nothing, though.
No, we don't. And I really hope Shahar wins Worlds again. That would just be so awesome.